Hi y'all, it is the Southern Belle from Hell here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a speed build on a remodel of Crick Cabana, one of the cheapest lots in the Willow Creek world. We got some renovated lots in one of the latest updates. And I decided, I want to renovate some lots. So I wanted to kind of conquer Willow Creek first. And this is my first lot I am remodeling. A lot of Willow Creek just seems to be inspired by New Orleans. They have the Crawdad Quarter and whatnot. And there's like some swamp scenery around it. So I want to redo this whole world in basically how I see New Orleans architecture and stuff like that. If you have watched my channel, you know I love me some New Orleans architecture. I lived there for several years. Absolutely beautiful place. So this is a lot of fun for me. And the Crick Cabana house is laid out like a traditional double shotgun. It's not as small as the traditional shotguns. It's a little bit wider. The traditional shotguns are super, super tiny. That is definitely a small build. And this is kind of small. Like, I really don't see how more than 2 Sims could live here, but we can make it work, I guess. So I wanted to kind of keep it looking simple, like, not lavish and expensive, just kind of like middle class, very calming decor, and not the best of the best supplies that's in The Sims 4, but like a starter home. Basically, like your Sims, you started out, you started making a little bit of simoleons, and you can like move in here. I really wanted to do these long kind of French windows with the angel wings, and like the shutters are just so beautiful. And my old apartment, my windows look just like that. So I decided to use those. I thought it just looked really good together, and like a dark wood with the white and the green. Yeah, like I can picture different houses I've seen in New Orleans look exactly like this. And right now I'm just kind of dressing up the yard. I don't do a whole lot because it's such a small lot, and I'm trying not to make it look too suburban-y, but kind of overgrown with the shrubbery, because if you live around New Orleans or you live in Louisiana, period, I don't know about other states. I live right now in South Mississippi, right by Louisiana, and it's kind of the same. Our plants just take over our entire yard, and yeah, unless you are just really good at landscaping, it's kind of going to be everywhere. So I kind of sprinkled these overgrown looking bushes around that has some flowers in it, and to me that felt a little bit more like the actual landscape around here. And now what I'm doing is changing up this layout a little bit, because they had the hallway open to the back bedroom, and that just, I don't know, it just didn't look right to me. So I separated the hallway off from the bedroom, and I am just kind of dressing up the rest of the house. I thought, of course, with the typical builds, it just looked extremely bland. So I'm trying to add a little bit of personality to it. And I'm using just different packs that I have. I didn't really want to limit myself because I am going to be messing around with this save file for quite a while. So I didn't want to run out of ideas. And I'm using a lot of the free stuff that we got with the base game update, just because it looks very, like it could be in any type of house. I did use a lot of cottage living, to kind of give the older feel to the appliances and the kitchen, because most of the buildings in New Orleans are super old. And even if it's been renovated, they really like to keep up with the old style. So I really liked these swatches from cottage living with the kitchen counters and, you know, the refrigerator and stuff, because it looks like something, you know, at least from the 50s, that type of wood texture. I wanted to kind of make this place look like you could just come in and get cozy and get relaxed. You've got like little hints, maybe a child lives here, or, you know, at least a child did live here. I wasn't really sure on a storyline. I try not to stick to one because I have no idea who's going to live here in my save file. But, you know, there really isn't a whole lot of room, except maybe 3, and that is cutting it. That is cutting it close. A lot of the fireplaces in New Orleans, at least in the places that I lived in 3 different places in New Orleans. We don't really have like real fireplaces. We do, but we don't. We have a spot where a fireplace used to be, and like a heater or a furnace kind of goes in it. So I put that there because it just reminded me a lot of the places I lived. And plus it's like a cool little decoration piece. It is very rare to like find a place to rent that still has a working fireplace in New Orleans. I guess they don't want to deal with the hassle, but also those fireplaces are super old. I'm sure it costs a pretty penny to fix those up. I wanted to make this living room kind of cute with little plants, you know, little touches of coziness here and there. I'm kind of just sticking to like a pastel nature type of decor, because again, trying to make it like any sim could live here and we can make up our own story as we go along. This is a guest bedroom. I'm not sure, like you could put like a child. It looked like there was some children items and stuff in here before I went and did my thing. But I decided to just turn it into like a guest bedroom / office. You could change it up if you want to. You could download this from the gallery. But for now, it's like typical starter home when you first start out with a sim. You know, you've got your computer. You've got some areas if you have guests. Of course, we've got to have the little decoration box, you know. And at least in my house, there's a room where I keep all my decorations, and it's usually like the guest bedroom. That's where the clutter goes. If you want to visit and spend the night, you're going to have to look at my clutter. And now we are working on the master bedroom, and I wanted to kind of play with these blue swatches. I really love the blue swatches in The Sims. We have a ton of them, that and pink. It's insane. But like this bluish teal, almost like a mint green, I thought was really pretty. So I decided to use it in this bedroom, and it started kind of taking on a feminine feel. So what I do is I put in like a little vanity area in this open spot, and you know, you can walk out to the back porch. I put out some gardening stuff. I know a lot of people love to have a little garden in New Orleans. I did not have one. I worked all the time, but all of my neighbors had like little planters and stuff in their back patios, and it was so freaking cute. We have a super small bathroom. So I tried to make it as cute as possible. It's just like your typical, like, you know, come in. It's nothing fancy, but you know, for this type of house, I thought it was perfect. You know, we're not doing anything over the top. I have been building a lot of over the top builds. So this was kind of nice to just do like, you know, like typical suburban New Orleans style. This was fun. This was fun for me. And we are close to the end of the video. Please stay tuned for the screenshots. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. And if you did, please like and subscribe. It really helps my channel out. And comment what you would like to see me to build next. I would love any suggestions. But until next time, guys, have a good one.